Switcheroni pepperoni.
Oh yeah. Gotta go the me.
It sounds more Italian.
Switcheroni pepperoni.
Why?
Ooh, we're poo-poo. We're still poo-poo. I was actually really cold, and also I wanted to hide my
Period.
my child. My period. My
Don't
uterus.
say that on your channel. People are gonna think you are with child.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Poo Poo Show. I'm your host Poo Poo, and this is my friend
Poo Poo.
Poo Poo too. We are finally back with Who Grew It Better? Who Grows It Better? Why is that past tense?
Who grew it better?
Oh, who grew it better?
Who growed it better?
Who growed it? Who growed it better? Part 3. So last year I posted Who Grew It Better, and that was probably the best performing collab we did, and I got so many people requesting we do it again. So here we are. It's been over a year now, and I'm looking at the roster.
Yeah, we're doing plants we didn't show in that video.
Yes, we have not shown any. Yeah, we're trying to not show any duplicates. Of course, we have, I mean, you guys would know this, but we have a lot of the same plants. So we had to really just dig deep for this one.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be as many. We have 6 plants to show you today.
Yeah.
Good mix of anthurium and philodendron and some
non-aeroids?
One non-aeroid. So yeah, pretty good mix. I wanted to start off strong though. Actually, first, don't forget to subscribe to Alice. If you don't already follow her. If you don't follow her, why aren't you following her? And that's not very nice. Yes, I'm so happy because we have not done a collab in ages.
Yeah, we've done like snippets here and there, but not like a full-on video.
Yeah, because like both of our schedules have been so bananas. So I think this is like the only collab we're gonna be able to get in the queue until like the end of summer.
Or like, yeah, when we come back from our holidays.
Which is like the end of summer in Canada.
Yeah, I'm actually very much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just to kind of preface these plants, they're either like the same age. There's usually some sort of connection. Like we got them at the same time. They're propagations from each other, or they're from the same seed batch or something. So it's a good representation of like how different growing conditions and different care can result in like very different plants.
For sure. And one last thing, if you hear some barking, Pudge is locked up because my gosh, if you watched part 1, by the way, before you watch this, don't forget to watch part 2 on her channel. Pudge was
he was a free dog.
He was too much in that video. I apologize. He just goes crazy. I'm telling you, he goes crazy like no other when Alice is here. It's like a totally different dog. I don't know him. I don't know that guy.
I mean, am I like the only person that ever comes over?
No, more people come over, but I would say he goes the most insane when you're here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take him a few days to calm down.
Yeah, so you might hear a little bit of barking in the background, but it's better than him being right here just
climbing.
Okay, so we're gonna just bring out the first plant, but I need to drink water because I'm so thirsty.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the first one, which is a plant that again we imported at this. No, we did not import this at the same time. I got mine first. She got hers much later after mine, I would say.
Probably
within months.
6 months.
Yeah,
within 6 months.
6 months after mine, and
so yours was a little bit more mature of a specimen. It was like a single leaf.
Single leaf. It was about this big.
Yeah, and then mine was like a seedling, like leaves about
yours was
this
a
big.
baby.
Yeah.
But here is what they look like now.
So what is the plant?
This is an anthurium dark phoenix, aka puppy dress.
Puppy dress because they used to call it papillomenum dressleri.
Yeah.
And nobody thinks that anymore. But it does look like it could be that hybrid.
Honestly, okay, I'm gonna throw in a photo here of a propagation that Alice took
Oh.
When she sent this photo, I thought it was a dress. I was like, when did you get that?
You know, tell me now.
Yeah, what's happening? Like, and she was so like casual too.
Yeah,
like,
this is our group chat, like me, her, and Lauren, and then I was sending Lauren an update photo of the plant because it's going to be Lauren's plant, just to show her the new leaf.
So casual.
Out.
I was like, are we just?
I didn't say anything. I just sent the photo for Lauren. And Lauren was like, oh my gosh, and you're like, hey, what is it?
I'm like, so we're just talking about it without me. Cool, okay, whatever. She's like, it's a dark phoenix. What? I don't know. I see it for sure. Totally. I see it in the venation. Mm-hmm. But mine has gone through some struggle for sure. Yes. So I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so how are you growing yours?
Very not good.
I mean, like in what conditions?
If you have to know, very not good. So obviously this started off in my plant room. Oh my god, look at it. Pathetic. Freaking pathetic.
It's a really bad angle.
So yeah, let's just focus on you. Why does both of mine have wounds? Look, they both have holes in them.
I know.
They look like my jeans from 2002.
Yeah, they do. They do look like they were in a gunfight.
So,
but that's a humidity thing.
It was growing in my plant room when it was extremely, extremely dry and hot, and the dark phoenix hated it in there.
Oh yeah, because so you were growing it in soil at
soil,
some point too.
And she bullied me. She said, "What is your dark phoenix doing in soil?"
And you're like, "I don't know."
So she literally repotted it.
Yeah, I did it.
I think this is the same. The same vessel. I haven't changed it. And honestly, the roots have been so much better in pond than in soil. It's just.
But it grew, so while it was in soil, it tried to put out a leaf, but the leaf never formed. It just shriveled off and died.
Yeah,
right?
it kept aborting.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, this grew in pond, right?
Both of these in pond, actually.
Both?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the leaf size has grown since being in pond, but we're struggling a bit with something.
Yes.
Low humidity.
I think it's humidity.
Irregular watering, maybe. I do think I fertilizer burned the crap out of a lot of my anthuriums during one.
And like, how did that happen? Don't you like?
Well, usually,
the same way?
Yeah, I usually put it all in the sprayer, and just do it very diluted. But there was one time where I noticed like so many of my plants out here were just like pushing out so much growth. So I'm like, you know what? It probably could use like its own like fertilizer,
just an increased amount.
Yeah, and I did it once. I didn't even do it with CalMag. I think it was with TPS1, and a lot of my plants burned or just started doing this like yellow halo after that. So I just kind of suspected that it was fertilizer burn because it happened with my dioscorea, my my king of spades. It's just like a lot of plants on this shelf just like did not seem to enjoy that watering in that one time. So that's what I think some of it is attributed to, but also I think just low humidity and irregular waterings.
Yeah, I do feel like this plant really does well in high humidity. There's certain anthuriums that can acclimate down really easily, but like when I chopped this plant and I had this in my kitchen for several hours when I was like propagating, filming and stuff, and in that time the leaves got so soft.
Oh really?
But I thought it was just like I had just chopped it too, right? But I didn't think that it would do well in low humidity because of that. And
now I'm scared that it's out here. It looks okay.
It looks okay. It's got a really good root system.
So how about you just tell people on my channel how to actually care for a dark phoenix? That's why she's here.
First step, put it in pond. Okay? Don't ask questions, just put it in pond. It loves pond. It grew so much faster once I moved it from moss into pond. And like I never did soil, but she did soil. It's growing faster in pond. I don't know what it is about pond and the dark phoenix, but it just freaking loves it. And like you could just see these roots. I had chopped the majority of the root system off.
Yeah.
Maybe a month ago.
I watched that repot too, and I was like, holy crap, she is doing it.
And I chopped it into 4 pieces. And like all of this roots, like it could probably use an upsize in the next like month or so. I'm not gonna repot it. It's crazy.
Like, you just put it in there.
Yeah.
It's insane. And just like for that new leaf to look what it looks like right after a chop is like kind of unheard of.
Okay, so it literally started rooting. I saw new roots coming in the next day. And then the growth point started to activate like within a week.
Calm down.
This leaf came out. Compared to the leaf before it, it's not that different. Like, do you see like the lobes are quite pointy?
Such a sinister, evil looking plant. I love it so much.
I think I really like my specimen. I think you're gonna need a piece of it at one point because my specimen is quite slender and narrow. I
feel like we should just do a little switcheroo, chonkaroni switcheroo.
Yeah, we should.
At some point.
You've never, oh no, you have chopped yours before. So it's gonna be a little while before I can chop mine.
Well, I do think the stem is choppable though.
Oh, more dark phoenix. And I also am planning to pollinate or breed mine with James. It's gonna be so good. It can take a good amount of light, but not a ton. I think I slightly, where's it? This one. This one got a little close to the light on one side, so the light was kind of like on this side, and it got a little bit bleached. But overall, has stayed quite dark.
And what's you're fertilizing it just as you would your other ones?
Everything gets TPS1, CalMag, and Great White every time I repot. If I remember, then I'll re-inoculate sometime, but I don't make it a priority to re-inoculate within the same vessel and the same substrate.
Yeah, I kind of like, because so many of our plants are in no drainage, I don't feel the need to re-inoculate so often. And roots are just taking off like crazy. Like, it's wild. I'm like, this is not me. This isn't my doing. This is the first plant I ever used Great White on. Oh, is it?
Yeah, I got it and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna do it on the Dark Phoenix. I just have a good feeling about it. And then it was like about this size tiny at that point.
Do you have a photo of?
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
This is
what it looked like.
Look at the comparison. It's so crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be flowering by the end of the summer.
I'm so excited. I'm hoping that I get a new leaf on mine soon, but.
Look, the leaf is already starting to come out of and this just hardened. It's such a fast grower.
She can't be stopped and she can't be tamed. Yours is peelable. I love peeling these things back.
This one's not quite dry, okay.
That was a good one.
There's just sheets all over this table.
There was one in her coffee. I just slam dunked it in there.
Video.
Ooh. Oh, you got a nice fuzzy little peen coming in. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one.
I think maybe before your holiday, if you have if you're gonna rearrange your plant room, maybe if your tent doesn't need to be a spider mite chamber anymore, maybe you can throw some anthuriums that you're struggling with in there.
It really doesn't. The plants that are in there are actually pretty spider mite free now. I mean, it's pretty much like the rest of my plant room.
Yeah, so. And this plant and your King of Spades, it's not that they're definitely spider mite free, right? It's not yeah, so if it went in there and got spider mites, it's not, any less risk out here. So maybe you could put it in the tent.
Amanda, don't listen. She's gonna be like, don't you tell her. Don't
a bad influence.
Tell her to grow in a greenhouse. So in terms of who grew it better, I know it's gonna be it's a really good toss-up. It's pretty even.
Yeah.
I know you guys will have a difficult time voting who won it. Try not to hurt her feelings, but
just let me down easy.
Just be delicate with her. She's sensitive. So holy
is that holy no.
I've never seen spider mites on this one before. Look how bad it is.
No. Have you been using Captain Jack?
No, I've been using Azamax and Endol. Hell.
Oh, Endol's here.
I'm just gonna put it in my shower for now.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
That's good. That's a really good sign.
Amazing.
For a trip. Love it. Love it. Love my life. my god, Pudge, give up. No one can hear you, mate. It's so sad.
No one can hear your screams.
Next plant is one we imported at the same time. So she actually imported it. She gave me a mid-cut.
Bottom.
No, it was a mid. I remember it looked like this and it wasn't even in this substrate. It was just the root.
Right, yes. But
So-
yeah, it did have roots.
Yeah, it had roots. It was a mid-cut. She kept the top. Did you sell the bottom?
I think it. No, I didn't because it died.
Oh.
Yours is the only propagation that ever survived.
Aw, okay. And yeah, we imported this.
Spring 2021.
Okay, spring 2021. And that is the philodendron heterocraspedon. Oh, it's so cute to see the siblings.
Yeah.
Siblings, they're so cute.
They are so cute.
So yeah, she had the top cutting, but obviously hers is way larger than mine. And she doesn't have a pole, she doesn't have anything. It's in a cup.
It's just
Mine
hanging
has
free.
Mine has the works. Mine
But
has
it only recently got the works.
Yeah, I didn't have this on a pole for the longest time, but I was like, you know what? Let's give you a little treat. And I feel like she kind of started to look like she rooted in here, and then it dried up. But
Oh dear.
oh dear. This one has been a very, very slow grower for me.
Yeah.
You too?
I would say it only recently started to speed up. I have like struggled with this plant. So I always liked the Patriciae better because I was getting way faster, more vigorous growth from it. But the substrates made a huge difference. So when I first got it, I had it in like moss and coconut chunks. And it did okay, I guess. It like didn't die, but it wasn't growing really fast. Then I moved it to pon and hated it.
Oh,
I'm
really?
pretty sure it was killer pon too.
Oh yeah, killer pond time.
Yeah,
That was
so
bad.
killer pon is pon with too much, like I added osmocote to it and it just like fried everything.
Too much slow release.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both did it.
And then like I was kind of over this plant because like whatever. I knew it was struggling because of killer pon, and then finally I mustered up the energy to get into tree fern, and like it loved the substrate so much more. Like it started rooting really fast, and then it started growing way faster.
It's crazy, and
And
it's
the
not
leaves
even
were
on a
getting,
pole.
yeah, the leaves sized up more. Let's see, there was like, this is a tree fern leaf versus the one before it. Where are you? Here? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big size jump.
Boop. Boop.
And that one's still, she's brand new.
Yeah.
She's gonna be long, I think, that new one.
You think?
Yeah, I
Yeah, they
think
do
so.
kind of expand.
They expand
quite
quite
a
a bit. Like they start off really small, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be nothing, and then it ends up turning out a little bit bigger.
lot. Yeah.
So I would say the difference between my most recent growth is that the veins are getting tighter, finally. Like if you look at Alice's, hers is really, really like tight. Whereas like if you look at this one, actually it looks kind of the same. This one has like really, really tight
Yeah.
veins. Because that's what I really love about the hetero, and the more mature ones are just like so like ribby and delicious.
Yeah, they're really pretty and they have a really nice thick leaf.
Yeah, definitely. Much thicker than the Patriciae. The Patriciae has like a paper thin leaf, I would say.
I don't know if it's paper thin, but it's like more bendy. Like this
Yeah.
is really stiff.
And the midrib is more rigid. Like you can't, there's not a lot of bend
And the
to it.
petiole too.
Oh yeah,
They're,
petiole
like,
is.
super wiry and hard.
Your internodes are much longer than mine. Mine is like pretty.
Yeah.
It's closer.
I mean, yeah, it's probably because it's not on a pole.
That's like the perfect plant to put on a pole. She's
I know,
ready.
right?
She's like,
I know. I think it's because I have it hanging on a grid. So I didn't want to put, I mean, I'm sure it would be fine to like just have the whole thing hanging. But
I mean, she's growing just fine without the pole.
I probably might be able to just like put a stick, like one of those.
A straw.
The
straw.
Lauren just got these, basically a clear stake.
Oh, they're so nice.
They're so pretty. She got these samples and I was like, you need to get these like right now.
Yeah,
because
like,
I need
we
them
need
yesterday.
We need them for sure.
Yeah.
Do you struggle with anything specifically on the hetero that you can think of?
Not since moving into tree fern.
Okay.
But it's not, I would say it's not a fast grower.
Yeah,
it is one of the slower ones.
It is. But I will say, one thing I've observed with this plant is that it doesn't drop a ton of leaves. Like it holds on to the leaves, I would say, a lot longer than your typical philodendron, especially when a new leaf is coming out.
Yeah.
Like this plant actually had more leaves on it. I just chopped it off because they were so ugly.
Oh, well, I would think it doesn't need high humidity because these leaves are like really, really tough. The only thing is like the humidity helps it unfurl because imagine like so much length trying to come out of a caterpillar.
And I've struggled in low humidity with it tearing up here when it's emerging.
Oh, where's mine? Yeah, I had like little rips
Little
up
dinglings.
the top.
Yeah.
It's where it bends on itself.
Yep. Okay, so she's growing hers in exo or tent?
Tent.
What's your humidity and temperature like in there? Do you remember?
I haven't looked in so long.
Probably
it's
80
like 80 to
degrees.
90 humidity.
Humidity.
What was I trying to say?
80 or 90 humidity.
Degrees. Yeah, because you were saying degrees and I said humidity.
Humidity.
And then temperature, I haven't really checked, but in past summers, like when it was around this kind of heat, it's always like 5 degrees hotter in there than like room temperature. So like if it's 25, then it's 30 in there.
And I'm growing mine in my exo. This exo sits around 60 to 65%, and the temperature is about 25. It's not really hot in there because there's no top. It's just like a glass.
Is it the one with the doors? Does it have doors?
It has doors.
Oh, okay.
But the glass on top is not. It doesn't like seal it all the way because it's a round. But yeah, it doesn't seem to mind it. I do try and like foliar spray this when I can, and I'm doing kelp extract right now. And then before I've just done like a CalMag spray, just because I have like noticed it makes me nervous seeing the emergent leaves.
Yeah,
like looks like it's not gonna unfurl.
There's just so much to push out.
So much length, yeah. But otherwise, if you don't mind a plant that like grows very slowly, I highly recommend this one.
Yeah.
I think this was top of me and Alice's wish list at one point.
Yep, it was like, I mean, the amount of money that I paid for this plant is just disgusting.
It was
I
too
wasn't
much.
expecting it to be so available. It was just a lesson learned. I'm never gonna invest money in a philodendron ever again.
Yeah.
It's never happening. It was stupid, but it's okay. It's in our past, and it won't be part of our future.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so actually when she imported this was the same time I imported my patty, right? And we basically just did a switcheroo. She gave me a cutting of the hetero.
We kept the tops of our own. Yeah.
But I think the hetero was more expensive than the patty, wasn't it?
Just by a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I say the number?
Yeah.
It was like landed in Canadian dollars like $5.90.
Ouch. Now they're so much cheaper. Oh my gosh.
It's probably like $30.
I know.
I could probably like, if I was on the lookout, I'd probably get one for like next to nothing in our local market, because like people just don't pay money for plants and they just sell these really expensive plants for really cheap.
They just want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Regrets, but no regrets. I love this plant so much. It's still one of my favorites.
If we didn't love this plant, then it would be huge regrets. Like if it was like underwhelming or anything, but it's like a really, really pretty philodendron. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's the hetero. I'm gonna say Alice definitely wins this round. Hers has some length, but hopefully.
But it was the top cut.
True. If I could even get a leaf like this big at most, I'd be so smitten.
And then you'd be like, bigger.
This next plant we acquired at the same time, so I purchased it from my friend. Oh my god, these are so cute. Sorry, ADHD squirrel. So yeah, acquired this at the same time. I got a large cutting from my friend Vincent. He was very generous. I just bought like a single cutting for myself. He knew that I wanted to share some eventually with Alice. I almost called you Amanda. With Alice, and so he's like, oh, let me just like give you a longer cutting. So he gave me like a whole like vine of it. Yeah, so we chopped it up. I gave her, I think it was a 2-leaf.
2-leaf, yeah, and I cut it into 2 pieces.
Yeah, 2-leaf cutting. Mine was, I think, a 2 or 3-leaf cutting. And yeah, so we kind of started with the same thing. I think mine was rooted faster than hers.
But it was unrooted to begin with.
Yeah, unrooted to begin with.
And this was around like October-ish, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, did I even say what it is?
Not yet.
Dioscorea discolor. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is depressing.
Okay.
This is so depressing.
The way that yours grew is more like pretty. Like just the way the leaves are oriented. Mine's a mess.
But her leaves, okay, can you show them some close-ups of some of these leaves? Like, okay, can we talk about how large this one is first off, and like how heart-shaped it is? Don't mind that she nibbled the little ear.
Oh no, yeah, I saw a piece.
She was hungry.
Look.
Oh yeah.
It got ripped.
Oh no. And then she's got like really, really like cute heart ones. I remember when mine was pushing out leaves like this. And then look at the bottom one. Look at the bottom one. So
Where is it?
turn it right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
there.
right there. Look at it. Oh my gosh, don't you just want to shove that into your mouth? Just nibble on it with your front teeth.
These were like the first leaves that grew.
So here's the thing. Mine was growing so well for so long. I was obsessed with it. I was like, it's so easy to grow. All the leaves are growing and so dark and pretty. And then I did that one fertilizing.
And
Literally,
these leaves are so paper thin.
Oh my god, the next day, you guys, it just was doing this. Just yellow halo everywhere.
Ugh.
So it did that, and then I moved it out of my cabinet here, and it was growing so nice. It looked pretty similar in terms of like the color of this in my cabinet, but it was growing so big, and all of these vines were like wrapping around the other plants, and I was like, I'm gonna move it out. So I moved it onto my windowsill here, the south facing windowsill, and it just completely bleached all of these leaves like crazy. Like to go from this color to this color in a matter of like a week.
Yeah. Like we were saying, you can blast this with quite high light in terms of grow lights, but like direct sun,
it's so
like
different.
so much
It's
stronger.
so different. And this is like getting into summer sun now, and that windowsill does get really hot. So the good thing about this plant is that it's I mean, I think it's considered an invasive species in some areas, and that's because of like, look at how much it's grown from like a 2-leaf cutting.
Yeah.
It has no rhyme or reason. It just grows from wherever. I have so many new leaves growing in on this thing.
And they just like twirl around other plants and choke them out.
So I think what I'm gonna do is just chop mine down completely, take it out of here. I'm gonna just start propagations again, and I'm just gonna start from scratch because this is not really doing anything for me. I did want to give some to my mom anyway. My mom and my grandma, and they propagate, I mean, I wouldn't say they propagate super fast.
I mean, they did faster for you.
Yeah, but it's not like any of us really struggled with like, oh, it's rotting and like.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you just kind of like wait. You just throw it in water and wait.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not like too bummed about that. There's literally like 50 leaves coming in on it. But can you like give them your your environment?
Oh yeah, so this kind of recently got moved into like quite a large pot. Like the pot it was in before was like this big, and then I put it on a trellis because I needed something to contain the vines, and it's now living in an exo, which is probably around 60% humidity, with just a single Barina light above it, which is, what's it, 10 watts? So it's not a lot of light, and I'm still able to get like some nice variegation on it, but I feel like it could be a little bit like more contrasty, a little bit more vivid with higher light.
But I really actually like the way this leaf looks.
Yeah, it is still really pretty.
It's so nice.
And it's like the size is not bad. So I think maybe the light level is fine. But
man, you got like a stick architrellis combo going on here.
I guess one stick wasn't enough, and the one trellis wasn't enough, so I put both. But you have 2 trellises in yours.
Dude, I was like, I don't know what to do. It's growing out of control. My dream is to just let it climb this.
It'd be so
brick
pretty.
wall. I know, but like, imagine I have to move and just rip it all down. That would be so depressing.
but it grows so fast. So
That's
maybe
very
it's fine.
true. That's very true. I mean, despite it looking like this, I still would consider it a very easy plant to grow. Like, I know exactly why my plant looks like this, and I just haven't really
just be
done
careful
anything
with the
about
fur. Yeah, like this, like feel that leaf.
It's like nothing.
It's thinner than paper. It's like tissue paper.
Yeah,
it's basically
it's thinner. It's cheap tissue. It's like tissue paper from like a rest stop. You know, like you
mean
wipe.
toilet paper?
Yeah, toilet. Oh yeah, toilet paper. Toilet paper.
But if you like
single
took
ply
Kleenex and just like peeled away the plies,
oh
and
yeah,
you got down to single ply, that's what
single
this
ply.
feels like. And it like this hole, like I don't even know how that happened, but probably just like the wind blew on it and blasted a hole through it. But once it's hardened, I think it's a little bit better.
Yeah. Lauren is growing hers in basically a terrarium.
Yeah, it's a tiny exo that's just full of humidity. So there's always just like condensation dripping down the sides.
And her leaves are like this big. It's like
So
bigger than
big.
her hand. It's probably like this.
Yeah.
It's wild. And it's not really like growing up anything. It's just kind of...
There's nowhere to grow because it's such a tiny exo.
The exo is like this big. Yeah. It's like as big as the leaves.
Yeah, all like her begonias and stuff, she goes into it and then just like waits and then it just grows and like the whole thing is just like full of leaves.
Yeah. That would be crazy to like put this in like a 36, 24, 18 exo and just have it grow up like the back of it. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. What I've been noticing though is that these vines escape through the mesh. So they grow right through the mesh.
Oh
and if
my
I don't catch it in
gosh.
time, then it's gonna grow a leaf outside of the mesh and then I have to cut it. So
Oh,
I have to like pull
no.
it through.
Dang, that's, man,
Yeah.
I can't believe it fits
They
through
actually
the mesh.
fits through. I
Oh,
did
yeah, I
that
guess they're
before when
quite
I like
small.
when I was taking it out to bring it here today. I had to pull it through the mesh.
Oh no. Man, ours look like totally different varieties.
I know. There is another variety that's quite pinky,
Yeah.
orangey.
Oh.
I think that Equigenera sells it maybe, but you might not be able to import
Bring it in.
Yeah, because if they put it on the manifest, I think CFIA won't let it in the country. It's invasive.
It's just not an allowed species, but like I feel like you need like a special import permit to bring it in or something.
Maybe.
Anyways. Anyway, dioscorea discolor.
Sorry, I kicked the table.
It's okay. She wins this one. This is the last time you're gonna see it like this because I'm doing one last repot before I go, and I think this one's gonna be on the roster.
Yeah.
Get this shaved.
And then
down.
when you come back after 3 weeks, it's gonna be like a crazy,
I know.
huge plant.
No,
again.
I'm like for real. She's not even kidding. This thing, it
Oh,
has
so
no
fast.
limits.
Oh, one thing,
Yes.
it does drink water pretty
Oh
profusely.
yeah, she's a thirsty hoe.
Yeah, I keep it like wet. Like,
Oh, yeah.
When I water it, I'm just like just drown it
Yep.
and just like let it drink to its heart's content.
And both growing in pond, both growing in no drainage.
Yes, and it has
Issues.
stinky little stringy roots, so you really don't want to let it dry out because it's just gonna.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna
turn
die.
it to nothing.
Mm-hmm. Sheet City, Sheet
City.
City. What's your pepperoni song?
Pepperoni. Wait, switcheroni, pepperoni.
Switcheroni pepperoni.
Oh yeah. Gotta go the oni.
It sounds more Italian.
Switcheroni, pepperoni.
Why?
Why was I saying that?
We were switching something, I guess.
I guess we were switching something. Okay, so this next one is one that we got from Amanda, Miss Bunny. This is an
Did she have this? No, her friend did.
I think her friend did.
Okay,
Anthurium. Hold on.
you got this.
I got this. Anthurium chiapasense. Anthurium chiapasense crossed with the verapazense.
Yes.
I always say chiapense.
Yeah. Because
Stupid girl. Stupid little girl.
so this is not like a real comparison because she sent us one plant, which is this plant, and it had a little pop off to the side that I separated and gave to her. So it was just a teeny baby.
It's a teeny.
And it grows really fast. this
I
plant.
mean, honestly, I was not expecting it to be this big just yet because when she gave it to me, it was literally like
a sprout.
a piece of grass.
Road grass.
One single piece of road grass.
This
But-
was from August, I think, last year.
I
That's
have
gonna
no
be my
concept
guess.
of time. No concept of time. So if we could compare it to any plant, I think we would say the equidurans.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. The leaf color, the leaf
Shape.
shape, the leaf texture, super close to the equidurans.
Maybe just like with more minimal venation than the ecuadorans.
Yeah.
Very
But
subtle.
I do enjoy this one more than the equidurans though.
The ecuadorans was such a pain in the ass because it was so thirsty. Like every time I lifted that pot, even after like 5 days, it's just like
Dry.
just dust.
And I think we were both growing it in no drainage.
Maybe I don't remember anymore. Mine might have been in drainage. It was in soil.
I know mine was in no drainage. I couldn't keep up with the watering. It kept getting dry rot because it just...
It was so thirsty. It wasn't even like
And for what?
for what?
And for
It's not- like it's not like it's I don't know why it was so thirsty.
I know.
Like you'd think like these like really kind of glossy, thick-leafed anthuriums are a little bit better with drought.
No.
That one just had no.
She had no backbone, that girl.
No.
She had no
But it was like
backbone.
a pretty easy plant if you could keep it on top of the water.
Yeah.
But this one's like way easier to keep overall. I gave this so much. Was it dry rot? No, wet rot. I just rotted it. Oh, did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was sometimes when I'm watering plants, I'm just like not even looking at how much water is already in there. And then I gave it like a normal amount of water, and then I just saw that the water
It was so high.
came to the top. I was like, oh.
No.
And then I just moved on with my day.
Oh,
and then
no, that's
and
too
yeah,
bad.
so that's what this is. I'm sorry, Amanda.
That'll do it.
But it bounced back. Like I haven't done anything to it, and it just kept growing, and it kept growing nice roots, like lots of healthy ones. I'm not concerned. This plant is doing fine.
You can really honestly have dead roots and new roots coexist in the same vessel for a good period of time. I've said this on my channel before. I feel like people are so quick to rescue a plant the second they see any kind of mush or black.
But just like look at the plant itself.
Yeah.
Is it showing signs of like stress?
Exactly. Like I feel like sometimes you just do more harm by like getting it out of there right away, whereas like the plant kind of just like figures that
Yeah, given
ecosystem
like
out.
you have like some healthy microbes in there to counteract the pathogens.
Sorry, I'm like
It's okay.
like why are you touching me? God.
Sorry for touching you.
So what was I gonna say? I actually grew all of these leaves on this shelf. I don't think I ever had this in like a greenhouse since you gave it to me.
Yeah.
I think I always just shoved it.
Yeah.
On
This
here.
definitely doesn't need to be in a greenhouse. I have
No.
it in an exo just because I don't really have anywhere else for it.
To put it, yeah. But it's really easy, honestly.
Super easy.
I think this one's my favorite leaf so far. It kind of looks like a spiritus.
I know because it's kind of pointy.
Yeah. And yours is, I think we were saying yours is like wider, but I'm sure, you know, it's the same plant. I think mine's going to end up looking exactly like that.
Like the leaves that have the overlapping lobes, I quite enjoy.
Oh, that one's
Like
so cute. I
these
didn't even
two, this one
notice.
didn't.
I don't have any yet.
Yeah, probably will at some point. But it comes and goes, it looks like.
Yeah, I think this is one of the only ones that might have never had spider mites. It just doesn't
Maybe
enjoy
because it's
the
like
sleep.
too waxy.
Yeah, they're like, eh.
But it went on your Wenley.
Oh my gosh. Right between filming, we were just like taking a gander over there, and then I noticed that my Wendy was like completely white.
It's like, why is it looking so powdery?
Yeah, what the frick? I've never had spider mites on that plant before.
Yeah.
And then it just came out of nowhere.
There's
and
just like a fine dusty film.
It's crazy. And I just treated this whole shelf for spider mites, and to have that many spider mites on that plant, it's just absolutely uncalled for. That is uncalled for. That's not fair.
It's really inappropriate.
It's
actually.
so inappropriate and perverted if you want to know the truth. So,
But I feel like it would be easy to get it off that plant. It's not going to leave much damage, I don't think. It's just so thick.
I'm honestly thinking of putting all my spider mite plants in my shower while I'm away, so that when Nick is here, he just rinse whenever he's here.
Are you putting grow lights in there?
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
okay.
maybe put like my mother light in there, just
Ah, okay.
you know, some kind of grow light to like make sure they're okay. Because
It's
I'm just
nice that you have Nick. I wish I had a Nick.
I know, I feel lucky to have Nick. But
Yeah.
anywho, God, we're squirreling.
Oh, I know.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Scroll. Sorry, we're both like really like ADHD today. Can't focus.
I mean, I don't have ADHD to actually blame it on, so I'm just being an idiot.
Oh, well, I think I just rub off on her while she's here. Sorry. But yeah, this one, pretty easy plant to grow. No issues. I actually think that, is it Tropicals Plants that has this hybrid?
Really?
I think I saw it.
Oh, I didn't see this.
It was really random because I was like...
This exact hybrid?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it on the website and was like, huh.
Well, yeah. What was I gonna say about it? Oh, I don't think there's like a winner or a loser here because it's like a baby and a mother.
I think this could be a draw.
Yeah, I think it's a draw.
A draw.
A draw because it's such an easygoing plant.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Pudge. Jesus. Okay, next plant is a plant
also like a mom and
a baby.
Yeah.
Mom and a baby. We're just gonna get right into it. The philodendron billietiae. Just unsuspecting. So this is my philodendron billietiae. This is actually a propagation from this plant. So I got this from Lauren back in 2020. Like it was before we got close. Like we were I just bought from her from purges and stuff.
Oh, you and Lauren.
Yeah.
Oh,
me
okay.
and Lauren.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of why I put the timeline to 2020 because I feel like we didn't really become friends until like
late 2021 maybe?
Yeah. This one was just like growing like crazy. Like you can kind of see how much stem is there. It just grows really fast. So I had to chop it.
Well, no, because like I think we were doing a trade or something, and I was like, I wanted a billy, and then you took the top cut. Like you never give the top cut away, but you gave the top cut to me, and that would have been. I think maybe that leaf is gone. The first leaf that grew in my
it's so baby. It's baby.
So cute. Look at the freaking growth pattern on mine.
I feel like billies tend to do this though. They just go wherever they want to go.
Look at this leaf.
What is she doing? Girl, get it together.
Just...
What does she think she is?
Clearly, I'm not giving it the world in terms of...
And it's still growing. Look how big this new leaf is. Look at her. Look at her go. She's so sharp.
It's really slim. I like this leaf.
I just love a billy leaf. Billies are so underrated. I don't know why more people don't love on them. They're just delightful.
But when you can get them to grow like this.
I don't know why. I feel like I've just had really good luck with billies. Because I have another billy growing in my plant room and that one is still growing somewhat like all facing the same way. This one is growing up here on top of this cabinet. So it's getting light from everywhere, which is why it's like growing 360. I feel like...
I think it's just like evenness of light. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
you can see it now.
Mine gets light from one direction, and so everything kind of starts.
Is yours in your plant room?
No, this is just in my living room.
Oh, living room.
And it gets basically just natural light from my balcony.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what direction that is.
I don't know. I can't map out where your balcony is in comparison to your shelf.
It's to the left of it, but I don't know what compass direction that is. This is one thing about me is that I don't know directions. I don't care to know directions. My boyfriend doesn't understand it. Like he thinks I don't believe in directions. Like
like it's a myth.
Yeah, like it's like some sort of like conspiracy. I believe that directions, north, south, east, west exist, but I have no space in my mind for it.
Yeah.
West, south, I don't know, southwest maybe.
I was like, put it in a west facing window. She's like, what does that mean?
And people are like, you know you have a compass on your phone. I'm like, yeah, I do.
But
I don't care to know. I don't know what it is. There's a mind block. I don't want to know. I hate it.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yes. So it's in some sort of direction.
And I don't think your Billy believes in direction either. I think he thinks it's a myth.
We are two of a kind.
But you know, this plant has got to be one of the easiest plants out there in my humble opinion.
Yes.
It just really doesn't require much. I don't even really have issues with pests with this. It's just EFN. She's a sticky girl. I need ants in here or something.
Mine doesn't really.
You have some.
But it's not like my Florida ghost, which is like
like Sap Central.
Just like a stack of pancakes. Yeah, I think there is a winner because look at mine. It looks like one of those like Sputnik like fixtures.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
It's like
it's exactly like that.
Like putting on a rotating.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. So what's your plan?
So
what's your... Imagine you get it on a pole.
I'm gonna get it on a stick.
Oh yeah.
Not a pole.
A stick.
I'm never gonna wet a moss pole for this plant, so I'll put it like one of those clear stakes from Lauren. I'm gonna just prop it up.
Perfect.
See what happens. If it doesn't straighten itself out, so be it.
So be it.
Yeah.
God willing. What does that mean?
God willing is like you have no control. So
God willing.
Like, yeah.
God willing.
God willing and Godspeed. Why is that funny?
I don't know. It's not. That's the thing. It's not. I think we think we're funnier than we are.
Yeah.
We make all these
I
jokes.
think you're funny.
Well, I think you're funny. I think you're hilarious.
But we're not actually.
But I think together we're not actually funny.
No. Well, at least we make each other laugh.
Anyway, we're both growing in no drainage.
Oh yes.
Mine is in a mixture of pond. No, it's not pond. I lied to you. That is leca and soil. And I've always really grown this plant with no drainage. It's never had any issues. And
mine's actually it's in pond, perlite, and pond. Is there orchid? Because I actually distinctly remember this is one of the first plants I planted in pond with perlite. Because remember back in the day we used to just do pond and leca.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, perlite looks so much nicer. So I remember sending you a photo like it looks so good.
I was
I was like later on that I started using orchiata. So I don't think there's orchiata in here. There isn't. It's just pond and
I
perlite.
feel like you've had it in that vessel for all of eternity.
A long time, like maybe 2 years.
Yeah. So not doing bad for a plant that hasn't been repotted since almost the beginning of our friendship.
No salt buildups.
No salts. No
Look
salts.
at this video.
Just as straight as your sexuality. Straighter than your sexuality. Oh my gosh. What is she doing? She's pointing north. She's pointing north.
Look at your plant.
Stop. Don't drag my plant into
Look at the leaves, and they're just like hanging so perfectly straight.
You were never supposed to see this plant from the back.
No, it's nice, but everything is hanging vertically. Right?
Like
versus
like this.
Completely horizontal.
So Alice's is like this, mine's like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is the last anthurium on this list. This is another bunny plant that did we get this at the same time?
Yes.
Got this at the same time.
We got two plants and we're like, it was really hard to figure out who's gonna get what because they're so equally the same size.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It was her hybrid.
So this is a anthurium crystallinum luxurians. Mine actually died back down to a stump very recently.
Do you know why?
Because I'm a foul person.
Active growth point down there. Might be able to divide that later.
Wake up, little one. Yeah, so mine, actually 2 of my Lux hybrids from Amanda died back down to a stump. And I just stuck it in a prop box and this like emerged just very randomly. And I was like, oh, you're alive. So I kind of had to start over again.
Yeah, I remember there was one, and I don't remember which one because there's like a whole bunch of Lux hybrids. But I was like, remember I was taking care of a bin of plants for you? When you were away?
Yeah.
And then that one had no roots. Wait, that's the one. Oh, okay. And I put it in tree fern, I feel remember. Yeah, okay.
Look, tree fern.
Tree fern.
Tree fern.
Look, tree fern.
Why are you this way?
Look, tree fern. Okay.
Look, tree fern.
Okay.
Look, tree fern.
Okay.
Look, tree fern.
Look, tree fern.
I hate you. Okay,
So mine didn't die back.
yeah, hers didn't die back.
But I don't know. Do you know why all the roots rotted?
I have no
Was
idea.
It for burn maybe? Or was that not
It
really?
could have been a thing where like I was just too much water and not enough light, because I was like, oh, it's a Lux hybrid. I want it to be really dark. I'm gonna give it very little light, and yeah,
Maybe.
it was very, very understory in my EXO.
Oh.
Too understory.
Okay, so too much shade.
Yeah,
Mine's
too much shade.
Also in an EXO, like all of my EXOs are not high humidity. They're probably around 60%, and it doesn't really get much shade from above. It's pretty much lived there the whole time I've had it since last year. It's been in pond, no drainage, pond perlite orchiata. The roots are okay. It's tons of algae, but the roots are not
delicious.
bad. It's hard to see when it's this algae ridden, like how much water is in there, which is why some of this is happening. So this happens with luxurians, I notice, when it gets underwater. Not even that it's like bone dry or anything, but Lux, in my experience, like hates being dry. And then you'll get this yellow ring around the edges. So I feel like I probably need to like get it.
Do like a reserve, or do you a thing that you're doing your other one?
Yeah, maybe like a drainage pot with like a container around it, like a deli cup kind of situation. And also one of my recent leaves has these speckles.
It's so cute. Look how dark that leaf is.
Yeah, it's a really cute leaf,
Oh,
but it has
man,
some speckles
so
on it.
pebbly. And I think this one's gonna be a really decent sized leaf.
I hope so. The petiole is quite tall.
It looks like it's gonna be like my leaf, where like one side is smaller than the other.
Actually, I've noticed that pretty much every leaf does that, and
Oh,
then
really?
by the time it hardens, they kind of even it out.
Oh.
But look how asymmetrical it looks right now.
Well, look at this one. This one's super asymmetrical.
Is it?
Yeah, look how much bigger this side is. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's so cute. I love this one so much. Okay, but is it just me? I can't tell the difference between the Lux hybrids. I can't. Mad Crystal Lux, Crystal Lux, Mad
Yeah,
Lux.
it's really hard.
It's all
really
the
hard.
same to me.
Sometimes, like, is it regale lux, where it can have kind of a regale like sinus, but I don't know that it's always like that.
Yeah.
They all kind of look very similar.
They're all very cute, but seriously, you take away those tags, I don't know who you are.
I know, which is why I don't understand why you don't have tags
I
on
don't know.
yours.
I think this is a Crystal Lux.
I think so too.
Because I know for sure that one I've always had the tag on. My Mad Crystal Lux.
And the only one is a Mag Lux, right? Which is like the most recent Amanda one.
I've gotten lucky with this one. I don't think I've ever had spider mites on this one. This one is living in my EXO right now. About, I want to say 70 to 65% humidity, 10 watt Barina light over it. So, and I am trying to foliar feed with kelp extract as much as possible. I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, I keep trying to do the kelp thing, and then I keep forgetting about it. Honestly, there's too many sprays to keep track of.
And no, there really is. And I don't think that you could put kelp extract in the sprayer. I think it would get stuck because it's larger granules.
But Jean does.
Oh.
But it makes your container like really green and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I really want to move this out. It's kind of at the size now where I could probably move it out. But I'm not gonna lie,
Maybe the roots aren't there yet.
Yeah, I could probably wait a bit
Move it
longer.
to where? Here?
I'm trying to grow all my anthurium outside.
Where is it right now?
It's in an EXO. This is my smallest EXO.
Oh, okay.
But it's like...
Yeah, I don't know. I will say though, I have 2 Lux hybrids living in my tent, which has higher humidity than what this one has, and it doesn't get this stuff. And it's also in pond and no drainage. I think it's a moisture water related thing, you know, whether it's like in this roots or in the ambient air.
Yeah. So I'm gonna enjoy it while it looks like this for now, because the second I do move it out, she's not gonna look great.
Maybe after you come back from
Yeah,
holiday?
I'm not doing anything drastic before I
Right.
go. Let's not try and,
Kill everything.
yeah, kill everything. I have no one to impress. So,
Except all of you guys.
except all of you guys. I'm trying to trick you guys into thinking I'm a plant god.
But mine's on caterpillars now.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's not in caterpillar yet. Oh, look at you growing up. I can't wait to see that new leaf.
No, we're so
hardened off.
red.
I love it so much.
The original leaf from Amanda is going.
Oh yeah, so that's good that you have that to show the size that it was at. So I'm kind of back where I started.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty
not
much.
that I really sized it up after that. It's not that different.
Freaking Lauren, her Lux hybrids, she went from like this leaf size to like this leaf size in one go. I was like, what
When I saw it, I was
happened?
like, put Dwight's face in there. That one.
Yeah. And I think that her setup is also the no drainage with the cup at the bottom.
That-
for
oh.
that one.
It's, the square orchid pot, right? Tree
I
fern?
think she's on to something, yeah.
Dang it.
Okay, so
Okay.
anyway,
Say goodbye.
say goodbye to
Crystal
who is this?
Lux.
Crystal Lux. Tree,
Bye, Crystal Lux.
Lux.
Oh, tree fern.
Okay, the last plant on the roster. Did we get our plant at the same time? Did we get it from this?
No. Yours, I got mine from Lauren.
Oh, you did.
Remember? Okay, so there was an auction back when auctions were more of a thing. So this
Yeah.
was in 2020, I think, or 2021? 2021. And she auctioned off a big tortum. And at that time, it was like really hard to find this plant. Did we already say we were talking about tortums? We didn't. So it's
No.
still under tortum. Okay, but yeah, it was a big plant, and then like the three of us chopped it up and shared it, which I don't think Lauren was very happy with because she grew this big plant and then we just chopped it into pieces.
Oops.
Oops.
Sorry.
But I grew it back, Lauren. I did it.
We did it.
Yours is humongous. Yours is from Hannah?
I got it as a little cutting from someone.
Yeah, it was a little propagation.
Can't remember. The leaf was like this big, a single, and the stem was like so dicey and small.
Yeah, I think my stem was like maybe this big, and I was rooting it in leca.
Did you get yours before me?
No, you got yours first.
I got mine, but it was smaller. So here is. Oh,
Whoa.
went in my
Oh.
mouth.
Ooh, that's what she said.
Oh. So here
tortum.
are tortums. Honestly, I would say they're comparable.
Comparable. Yours is.
Mine's
bigger.
on a pole. You have no.
Yeah,
pole.
your leaves are bigger, for sure. Like there's maybe one leaf that is kind of comparable. No, yours is bigger. 100% bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that
mine's
sounds
not on a pole. I do. Oh my gosh.
This thing's attacking us.
Oh, it's okay. So the skinny pole. Yeah, because I'm
So
thinking
dry.
like there's so little space here to get a pole in. There's just way too many leaves all
But look
around.
at these aerial roots, man.
No.
I think you could.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do a pole.
Let's do a poll.
Guess.
But again, I think this is another plant that we don't really think about too much in terms of care.
In terms of care, yeah, but like we think
What do
we
we-
think about it a lot in terms of like how much we enjoy
love it.
how it looks, but we don't have to do much with it.
No, it's such a low maintenance, no fuss plant. It just kind of thrives with whatever you give it. It's very grateful for anything. It's just so precious.
So good.
I love it. There's one plant here that I try and push on this channel, and it's a tortum. I just feel like everybody needs to have a tortum.
Yeah.
Don't you feel?
Yeah. Like there's no other philodendron quite like it.
No.
Except for
polypodioides, yeah.
Yeah. But the emergent leaf color is so pretty.
And
it
yeah.
starts out pink and then it gets like this bronzy color.
It's beautiful. I find that only sometimes it pushes out caterpillars that are really red like that, and then sometimes it's green.
Oh, mine's never green.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes mine is even brighter
yours
red
is
than
green.
that. Yeah, and sometimes it's green.
What the heck? Show them.
It's weird. And sometimes mine is pink, but not right now. It's only selectively pink. See, it's green.
Weird.
Right there.
So yours is in soil, mine is in soil.
With No drainage. But actually I was growing mine in that pot for the longest time until I recently repotted it into this one. And it did just fine with no drainage.
The roots are...
with drainage.
Roots are super happy. It is kind of maybe on the thirstier side, but it doesn't really show.
And that's why I moved it into drainage.
No drainage.
No drainage, sorry, because of how thirsty it was. I was like, I can't keep it. It keeps going in my ears and it's like giving me goosebumps.
It touches my neck and I don't like it.
They're like little fingies.
Yeah.
So, your environmental conditions.
It's in my tent. Super warm, super humid, and fed the same as all my other plants, TPS1 and CalMag. Nothing, I don't do anything crazy with the foliar feed. I really don't stay on top of foliar feed. And everyone's saying that it doesn't need high humidity.
I don't think it does. I think it just likes warmth.
Yes, it does need warmth.
Yeah, that's my observation of the tortum, because I moved this one completely out of a greenhouse.
Where's it now?
It's in my open exo.
Oh, okay.
So I moved it out of any kind of exo, out of the tent, and the new leaf that pushed out, it got ripted. It had a hard time coming out. Oh, here, this one right here, the entire tip of it like broke off. You can see it doesn't have the tail of it, and it was smaller. It came out smaller. So this one was the only leaf that had trouble unfurling when it was outside of like a warm environment. The second I put it back into the exo, just bounced right back. So I've had people tell me though that they're just growing this in a living room or growing it just like by a window.
Yeah, and I think we were scared to do it because like we had friends who had trouble in low humidity, so we're like, okay, obviously it makes sense because the leaves are crazy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until like people were commenting saying that they thrive in their 30% humidity living room. I was like, oh, maybe it was just like those specific specimens weren't doing well. Maybe they weren't getting enough light or warmth. Maybe. And
this is just not a plant that I'm willing to risk it all on.
Yeah.
Like I've just like put in so much work with this plant. Like I'm just, if I can make the space in my plant room, I will. Yeah. Which is why I wanted the secondary tortum to enjoy out here.
Right. But it also doesn't like spread too much either. So as long as you have like some height for it, you can stay in the same enclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is such a pretty color.
I can't get over it. That coppery color. It's like the copperiness of a one-ling red.
Yeah, it's so pretty with like the pink gradient.
Oh man.
So
There's
pretty.
nothing like it. You have to get a tortum. They're so amazing. But I would say honestly ours is.
No, you win this one.
Really?
Yeah. Look how big your big leaves are. I don't have any leaves as big as yours. This one?
I think the only thing different that I do that she doesn't is I do foliar feed. I foliar feed this one with CalMag. I did it historically with CalMag, but now I'm doing it with kelp.
And you have, how long has it been on a pole?
Probably a month.
Okay.
It was very recent.
Okay.
Super, super recent. And I don't even know if it's going to attach to this pole because it's like growing forward. Look it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not really. And my inner nose are like so, the inner nose are so tight. They're like stacked on top of each other. I don't know.
Mine is definitely like can be chopped, but I don't care to chop it. I'm just gonna get a stick. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the last plant, and I feel like we gave you kind of a good mix today. Hopefully, I'm gonna break something. Sorry, guy, you're out of here.
Put it on the floor. Oh, they're so cute.
Oh, I know, they're adorable. Okay, so yeah, it's like they're kids. Oh, so adorable. So that is it. Hopefully you guys got a good mix between her video and my video. Don't forget to watch hers if you haven't already. I'm gonna link it in the description. Don't forget to follow her too if you haven't. I will also link it in the description.
Don't forget to give this video a like.
Yes, please give it a thumbs up because it really does help us a lot on YouTube. I feel like I need a new
line.
A new line. That one's too long. I'm always like, don't forget to give it a thumbs up.
Give it a big old thumbs up.
Smash that like button.
it.
And if you have any suggestions for a future collab, please also leave those in the comments. We're always looking for some new suggestions. But we wanted to do this one because it was super highly requested after I posted part 1 last year. So hopefully you enjoyed it, because Alice, she really put in a lot of effort getting these plants here. Poor thing. She's like, it's not gonna fit. But she did it.
It's a lot of plants.
Yeah, it's a lot of plants. We actually wanted to show more plants, but then she would have needed like a 3rd box.
And a wagon.
Yeah, it's just not ethical. So, anywho.
It's not ethical.
It's not ethical.
It's not moral.
It's not moral. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching another video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!